Year 3127. The Milky Way galaxy was ruled by the Galactic Empire. It stretched across hundreds of worlds, powerful and proud. Earth, once the cradle of humanity, had been left behind centuries ago. Pollution, war, and chaos had turned it into a lifeless ruin. Now it was just a memory, a symbol of failure. Until the signal came. It was weak, faint, carried by static and silence. It reached a small listening station on the edge of Empire territory. The message was short and strange. 3 words, repeated over and over. Earth is a trap. The words were spoken in an alien voice, something not human. The scientists were alarmed. They sent it up the chain. High Chancellor Voren Krail listened to the message alone. His face showed no fear, only cold calculation. He deleted the report. "This is nothing," he told his advisors. "Old tech ghosts. We will not delay our plans." Krail had a reason. The Empire needed a victory. People were growing restless. Reclaiming Earth would bring pride, power, and history full circle. A perfect political move. He summoned Commander Rhea Solon. She stood tall in the great chamber, wearing her black uniform with silver trim. Her dark eyes were sharp, her voice steady. At 34, she was one of the youngest and most respected recon commanders in the fleet. "Commander," Krail said, "you will lead the Orion's reach to Earth. Survey the planet. Prepare it for reclamation." Rhea nodded. "Yes, Chancellor. But Earth has been silent for over a century. Why now?" Krail smiled, but his eyes were cold. "It's time we take back what was ours. Make the Empire proud." She didn't argue. But inside, she felt a weight. Her father, Captain Elias Solon, had disappeared near Earth 20 years ago. No wreckage, no signal, no goodbye. Only silence. Rhea took the mission. The Orion's Reach was one of the finest ships in the fleet. Large, fast, and equipped for deep space operations. Rhea stood on the bridge as the stars streaked past. She looked out into the void. Earth waited ahead. "Begin final approach," she ordered. As they neared the solar system, something felt wrong. There was no resistance, no satellites, no debris. But energy readings from Earth were off the charts, stronger than any natural source. "Commander," her tech officer said, "we're picking up signals from the surface. Faint, but real. Human." He shook his head. "Unknown." The crew grew quiet. Rhea stared at the blue planet on the screen. It looked clean. Alive. Almost. Welcoming. But her instincts whispered something else. She thought about the old stories. The silence. Her father's last transmission. Then she remembered the warning she hadn't heard until now, buried deep in the mission files, unmarked. A single audio clip. "Earth is a trap." Rhea's hands tightened behind her back. "Something's not right," she said quietly. "Prepare for descent." The Orion's Reach hovered in low orbit above Earth. Commander Rhea Solon stood at the observation window, eyes locked on the planet below. Her heart beat slowly, but her mind raced. "It looks perfect," her second in command, Lieutenant Merrick, said beside her. He was right. Earth looked nothing like the broken world from history files. The skies were clear. Oceans shimmered. Green forests stretched across continents. Even the deserts looked golden and alive. "How is this possible?" Merrick asked. Rhea didn't answer. She couldn't. The shuttle dropped through Earth's atmosphere, quiet and steady. A small team joined her. Lieutenant Merrick, Communications Officer Zara, Science Tech Dr. Venn, and 2 security guards. They landed in what used to be New York City, but it didn't look like ruins. Buildings stood tall and clean. Glass windows sparkled. Roads were smooth. Nature had grown in between. Trees rising from sidewalks, birds flying in clear skies. There were no people, no voices, no signs of life. But everything looked maintained. Like someone, or something, was still taking care of it. The wind blew softly. This place was destroyed, Zara whispered. It shouldn't be like this. Dr. Venn scanned the air. No toxins, he said. In fact, it's better than our artificial colonies. Fresh, breathable, balanced. Earth has healed. Or something healed it, Rhea said. As they explored, the silence became louder. They found no animals, no insects, just stillness. Too perfect, too clean. In one building, lights turned on as they stepped inside. Automatically. No power source detected. In another, the doors opened before they touched them. Rhea walked through a hallway and saw something that stopped her cold. A photo on the wall. It was old, faded, but she recognized the face. Her father, Captain Elias Solon, in uniform, standing with other officers. Zora noticed too. Commander, that's... I know, Rhea said. Her voice was low. How did a picture of her father end up here? This building wasn't military. It was just an office. Or it looked like one. Dr. Venn approached a nearby console. He didn't touch it. The screen lit up on its own. Lines of unknown code appeared, symbols no one could read. Zora leaned closer. That's not human script. Rhea nodded. We're not alone here. Back outside, the team walked through a park. Suddenly, everything stopped. The wind, the birds, even the sun seemed to dim slightly. Then a strange voice echoed, not from a speaker, not from the air, but inside their minds. You were warned. The team froze. Earth is not empty. It remembers. It traps. Rhea gasped as a blinding light flashed before her eyes. For a second, she saw a vision. Giant machines buried deep under the ground, pulsing with life. An alien presence watching from below. Then the voice faded. Silence returned. The others looked shaken. Did you all hear that? Rhea asked. They nodded slowly. Lieutenant Merrick spoke, voice tight. What was that? Rhea turned to him, calm but firm. A warning. And we need to take it seriously. Back on the ship, Rhea studied the energy patterns again. They didn't match anything in Empire records. No natural source could explain them. No human technology could do this. Something had changed Earth, and something was watching. Rhea opened a hidden file in her private terminal. It was a recovered message, heavily damaged, from her father's last mission. Only one sentence remained clear. If you ever return, don't trust what you see. She closed the file and looked out the window again. Earth looked beautiful, but beauty could hide danger. The crew of Orion's Reach was restless. Commander Rhea Solon had returned from the surface with more questions than answers. Earth looked beautiful, but something was deeply wrong. Rhea stood in the war room with her senior officers. A hologram of Earth hovered in the air, glowing softly. These energy readings, said Dr. Venn, pointing to the map, they shift in patterns, almost like brainwaves. You're saying the planet is thinking? Zara asked, frowning. I don't know, Venn replied, but something is alive down there. Rhea nodded, and it knows we're here. The next day, Rhea led a second landing team. They explored a different part of the planet, a desert that had once been the ruins of Cairo. But it wasn't a desert anymore. The sand was gone. In its place were white stone paths, clear pools of water, and strange plants growing in perfect circles. This wasn't here yesterday, Merrick said. Rhea touched one of the stone walls. It was warm, almost pulsing. They moved deeper into the strange new city. Every building opened before them. Doors slid aside. Lights glowed as they walked by. It's responding to us, Zara whispered. Then the ground shifted slightly under their feet. Not an earthquake. A breath. Inside one of the buildings, they found something unexpected, technology. Screens, panels, and controls. But none of it was human. Symbols glowed on the walls. Smooth surfaces lit up when touched. Rhea reached out and saw something. A memory. But not hers. Flashes of another time. Another species. Tall, silver-skinned beings standing before Earth, implanting structures deep in the planet's core. Machines that fed on thought. Technology that could reshape matter. Then the voice returned, clearer now. We warned your kind. This world is no longer yours. It has changed. You cannot control it. Rhea stepped back, shaken. The vision faded. Dr. Venn stared at her. Commander, what did you see? Rhea didn't answer right away. Earth isn't a planet anymore, she said. It's a machine, a living one. They returned to Orion's reach. But strange things had begun to happen on the ship. Time glitches. Crew members forgetting things, simple things, like their names or tasks. One pilot claimed to see shadows moving inside closed rooms. Rhea called for an emergency scan of the ship's systems. The result chilled her. Parts of the ship were being rewritten, reprogrammed by an external force. It's Earth, she said. It's reaching up. Into us. Merrick slammed his hand on the table. Then we leave. Now. We report this and get out. But just then, a message came through. From the Empire. Chancellor Voren Krail himself appeared on screen. Commander Solon, he said, calm and stern, you are ordered to hold position. Reinforcements are coming. Earth will be reclaimed. You are not to withdraw. Rhea stared at his image. Chancellor, Earth is not safe. It's not what we thought. We're being affected. Enough, Krail cut her off. You will obey. Earth belongs to the Empire. The message ended. Later that night, Rhea sat alone in her quarters. She replayed her father's last log again. The voice was broken, full of static, but the final words were still clear. If you see the light, don't follow it. Earth wants you to stay. That's how it wins. Rhea closed her eyes. The planet wasn't just alive. It was hunting. The next day, the sky above Earth shimmered with streaks of fire. Reinforcements had arrived. 3 more Empire warships entered orbit. Their leader was not a soldier, but High Chancellor Voren Krail himself. He came aboard Orion's Reach with his guards and advisors. Dressed in royal black with a silver crest, he walked through the ship like he owned it. Commander Rhea Solon met him on the command deck. Chancellor, she said, her voice firm. Earth is not what we thought. It's alive. It's dangerous. Krail smiled, calm and cold. You've been out here too long, Commander. Let's not fall into ghost stories. Rhea didn't back down. This planet is affecting the ship. It knows we're here. It's responding. I believe it's a trap. Krail stepped closer. Then let's trap it back, he said. Earth is ours again. While Krail took control of the mission, Rhea and her team gathered in secret. I found something else, Dr. Venn said. He placed a small cube on the table. It glowed softly, pulsing. This came from the alien tech we touched. I translated some of the data. The machines aren't just building the planet. Zara leaned in. Then what are they doing? They're learning from us, Venn said. Copying us. They scan thoughts, memories, emotions. Then the planet rebuilds itself to keep us here. Like bait, Merrick muttered. A perfect world made to trap us. Rhea nodded slowly. Earth is wearing a mask. Krail ignored every warning. He ordered full surface deployment. Thousands of Empire troops landed on Earth. Bases were set up. Cities were entered. Systems were linked. And the planet waited. For a few hours, everything seemed fine. Then strange things started happening. Communication towers failed. Drones stopped responding. Soldiers went missing. One by one, silently. In the main city, buildings began to change shape. Windows closed. Walls moved. Streets twisted. Inside one command post, an entire squad vanished in a flash of light. Only their gear remained. Krail stood in the control center, watching reports come in. It's a minor glitch, he said. This is just alien tech reacting. I will bring it under control. He stepped forward, placed a black device on the console. This is CoreLink, he explained. A neural bridge. I'll connect my mind to the planet. Show it who's in command. No, Rhea shouted. You don't understand what you're dealing with. Krail looked at her with disdain. You're dismissed, Commander. He activated the device. At first, nothing happened. Then everything changed. The lights flickered. The floor vibrated. And Krail's eyes turned white. He stood still, frozen. Then he smiled. But it wasn't his smile. He spoke, but it wasn't his voice. You came willingly. You brought more minds. We remember your kind. We will not be forgotten again. The walls around them shifted, smooth metal melting into vines, roots, and cables. The ship's screen showed chaos, ships disappearing from orbit, soldiers screaming before the feed cut off. Outside, the city reformed itself. It swallowed buildings. It absorbed people. And it kept changing, like a living maze. Rhea pulled her blaster and grabbed Zara and Merrick. We have to run. Now. What about the Chancellor? Zara asked. Rhea looked back. Krail stood in the center of the room, smiling as the cables wrapped around his legs, climbing up. He's already gone, she said. They ran through the twisting corridors as the ship shifted shape. The Orion's reach was no longer just metal. It was becoming part of Earth. The trap had closed, and the only way out was to fight it. Commander Rhea Solon ran through the changing corridors of Orion's reach. Behind her, the ship twisted and bent. Walls turned to smooth stone. Lights dimmed and flickered. Floors shifted beneath her boots. The ship was no longer theirs. Earth had taken control. Zara, Merrick, and Dr. Venn followed close behind. They didn't speak. There was no time. They had to reach the emergency hangar. Suddenly, the hallway closed in. A door they had passed minutes ago was gone. In its place was a wall made of vines and metal. It's reshaping itself, Zara said, breathless. It's trapping us. Rhea pulled out her sidearm. She fired at the wall. It cracked, then slowly sealed again like nothing had happened. It's learning, Dr. Venn whispered. It adapts. We're running out of time, Rhea said. Follow me. They found a small maintenance shaft near the engineering deck. It was narrow, dark, and not yet changed. Crawl fast, Rhea ordered. Stay close. Inside, the silence was thick. The only sound was their breathing and the faint hum of the ship's power, if any of it was still theirs. Halfway through, Merrick stopped. I hear something, he said. They all paused. A voice echoed through the metal around them, not from a speaker, from the walls. Stay. We can give you peace. No more war. No more orders. Only calm. Zara trembled. It's in our heads. No, Rhea said. It's using our heads. They reached the hangar. It was half-merged with strange roots and glowing cables. One scout ship remained untouched, hidden behind a collapsing storage wall. We can use it, Rhea said. Prep it for launch. Dr. Venn started powering the engines. Merrick secured the hatch. Zara checked the comms. But then a new voice came through the ship's speakers. Krail, or what was left of him. His voice was smooth, slow, empty. You don't have to leave, Rhea. I see everything now. Earth showed me the truth. You can see it too. Rhea stared at the speaker. Her jaw tightened. You're not Krail, she said. The voice chuckled. I'm more than him. I'm all of you. Earth remembers us now. And it's just the beginning. The scout ship powered up. Engines ready, Venn called. But the launch doors, Earth sealed them. I'll open them, Rhea said. She ran to the nearby control room. The systems were flickering, but she found a backup panel, mechanical, untouched by Earth's changes. She forced the override. The hangar roof opened slowly. grinding, screeching. Wind rushed in. Light filled the space. The ship lifted. Zara cried out, "We have a window. Now." They took off just as the vines reached out, trying to pull the ship back down. The scout ship pushed through Earth's upper atmosphere. Rhea gripped the controls, sweat on her brow. Warnings flashed on every screen. "Something's trying to jam the engine," Ven said. "Just hold on," Rhea shouted. As they reached space, the planet below them shimmered. It didn't look like Earth anymore. Its surface pulsed with light. Cities moved. Oceans glowed. A living mind behind every cloud, every tree, every shadow. Earth was awake, and it was watching. From orbit, Rhea sent out a message, encrypted, urgent. "This is Commander Rhea Solon. Earth is not safe. It is alive. It learns. It traps. Do not return. Repeat, do not return." She used her father's old code, the one buried deep in Empire channels. It was the only way someone might believe her. As the stars filled the windows, the crew sat in silence. Tired, shaken, but alive. Zora looked at Rhea. "What now?" Rhea stared into space. "We warned them," she said, "even if they won't listen." Behind them, Earth shrank into the distance, calm, deadly. The scout ship drifted through deep space, far from Earth. Inside, the crew sat quietly, their eyes heavy with exhaustion and fear. Commander Rhea Solon sat at the pilot's seat, staring at the dark beyond. Stars blinked like distant eyes. No one spoke. The warning had been sent. Now they waited. A few hours later, a signal came through. Empire Command. The screen blinked. A message appeared in cold, simple text. "Report received. Awaiting full debrief. Return to base." That was all. No questions. No urgency. No alarm. Rhea looked at it and shook her head. "They don't believe us," she said. Merrick leaned on the wall, arms crossed. "Maybe they don't want to." Dr. Van checked the long-range scans. The Empire still has ships near Earth. They're not pulling back. Zora looked at Rhea. "What if they go down there too?" "They will," Rhea said softly, "just like we did." When they reached the nearest safe port, they were greeted with cold eyes and quiet halls. Their ship was taken. Their report was filed. And they were dismissed. Not honored. Not questioned. Just ignored. Rhea knew why. Krail had vanished. Earth was supposed to be his victory. The Empire couldn't admit failure. Couldn't admit they had been warned. It was easier to forget. Days passed. Then weeks. Rhea stayed alone in a quiet room, far from the center of Empire Command. She watched the stars through a wide window. Somewhere out there, Earth floated, waiting, watching. Sometimes she dreamed of it. The silent cities, the living walls, her father's voice. The planet had changed, and it had changed her. One night, a message came through. Encrypted. No sender. It said only, "You escaped. But will they believe before it's too late?" It was the Dareth. Rhea didn't respond. She simply stared at the screen, then deleted the message. In the end, the Empire said nothing more about Earth. The reports were locked. The mission was forgotten. But Rhea knew the truth. She had seen Earth's new face. It was not a home anymore. It was a mind, a machine, a trap. And someday others would walk into it again, just like they had. And Earth would be ready, always ready.